In this episode, I'm going to be bringing you a part 2 of what I believe is going on in our world right now. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine. I'm a holistic nutritionist, energy healer, and hypnotherapist. And my goal is to help you align, awaken, and ascend. So let's dive right in. So, what is going on our planet right now? As I believe many of us are doing, I've just been trying to wrap my head around all of this and take in what information I believe serves me and weed out the information that I believe does not serve me. And so I've shared with you guys before, I don't listen to the news. I don't even own a TV. I get most of my information about everything that's going on through other people and through social media, but I don't actively seek it out. So there's one thing is that everything that I'm getting, I'm actually filtering through. I'm really only receiving the facts because I am only hearing what people are saying about it rather than the news, which is, I believe, very tainted with fear laced all throughout it. And I think that that's a big thing that's happening right now. And so as I offer you this part 2 of what I believe is going on right now, I really want to preface with, I believe that everything that's going on and everything that I share with you in my videos that you listen to, whether it's the news, your friends, a book, I believe that the goal is for you to, my goal, at least for you, is to take what resonates for you. I never want to be someone's healer or like telling you what to do. My goal is to simply help you discover your own healing abilities, to discover the infinite power and wisdom within you. And that's how we truly, I believe, transform our world and transform what's going on right now, is to awaken the power within us. And this is a process. It happens by, trial and error. And ultimately, I want you to believe and take in what feels right in your body and your heart and your soul. And that's what's ultimately going to help you heal anyways. So it really is, we're always going to be fed information about everything going on. And so it's our goal and our duty really to take what best is going to serve us in our lives. So this video is actually inspired by a book that I began reading yesterday, or rather listening on my audiobook. And it really has given me a new perspective about this. And the book is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I think a lot of us know him for his Think and Grow Rich, which is also another great book. But this book really made me begin to think a little bit more about all of this going on. And honestly, all of the things that I have learned about this pandemic have really come from just my own extracting, not necessarily what I'm being told about the epidemic, but about truth and about wisdom, and deeper knowledge is helping me to make sense of all of this. And so as I was reading Napoleon Hill's book, Outwitting the Devil, I was actually really skeptical at first because of the name. I don't necessarily, I try and just I try to associate more with God than the devil. But this perspective helped me to see God in a whole new light. And if you want to call God, universe, source, whatever name resonates for you. But really, I do think it's in seeing this opposite, this polar opposite to the truth, to God, which is the devil, or I kind of more like to say just like negative energy, negative entity, negative source. By understanding this source, I think we can actually truly come to love and appreciate God in the universe and the positive and powerful source so much more. And he talks about, we learn so much from people who are doing the things that we want to be doing. And I think that's a great thing, but also we can learn so much from the contrast. And so in part 1, I really talked about how we're being asked to wake up, to really make a big shift, and how this is just our wake-up call, really. But what I have now begun to see so clearly is that there is a negative force. There is a negative force at work within all of this. And whether it was a negative or a positive force that caused all of this, I don't really know. And I don't really think that matters. I think what I see that does matter is that this negative force does see what is going on here as a massive opportunity. And honestly, this whole situation is a massive opportunity for each and every one of us to do good or to do bad, to ascend or descend, to grow or to shrink, to lean in to discomfort and break through and break free, or to cripple and shrivel in fear and lack and scarcity and illness. And so, and just to be clear, I'm not saying that if you get the illness, or if someone who has the illness, it's because they succumbed to fear. Like, I'm not saying that, and I'm not trying to be insensitive in any way, but I do think that many people are so much more sick with fear than people with the actual virus. And so what's happening is this negative force sees so many people having fear, and that is like a massive opportunity to come in and infiltrate the minds of people who are allowing in the fear. Because he talks about in the book how the devil lives within people's free space in their mind. And I want to read to you guys, he says that the 6 main ways he takes over the space in our minds is through these 6 different ways, which is poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. And so essentially he can come in any of these ways, and that's how he takes over the mind. And the biggest thing that deters him, or this negative entity, from coming into us is love and God and a person who thinks. So a person who thinks for themselves literally pushes away this negativity. And I think that's so powerful, because I think in a time like this, where we could be really susceptible to just taking in what we're being told by the media, rather pushing back and saying, maybe I don't want to believe this. Maybe I want to take inventory and seek love and seek truth, rather than accepting in fear and lies and situations that are being misconstrued. Because honestly, when you are in fear, and I talk about this all the time, is that we attract in that which we think about. So when we are feeling fearful, we're going to see so much more to be fearful about. When we're feeling love and gratitude, we're going to find so many more things to be grateful for. And so I want to offer you guys 2 things that I see can really help in this time, because it's not always just as easy as like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna like get rid of fear and not worry about it. Like, I get it. It's not easy to do, to just completely eradicate fear. And I don't think that that's the point. I don't think we'll ever be completely free of fear. But I believe if we do these 2 things, we can have a massive shift in our life. So, number 1, feel the fear. Feel the fear. Like, I think that many of us are so scared of, we're fearful of the fear that we don't give it an opportunity to just pass through. So allow yourself to feel it, give it time, give it space, give it what it needs. And you might be thinking, well, what, you just told me not to be fearful. But what I'm saying here is that sometimes emotions just need the time and the space to be so that they can actually pass right through. Emotions are oftentimes like waves. They just need to pass through us, and unless it's like bringing up a deep-seated trauma, oftentimes, by just merely giving them the space to breathe, they can really come through and move right through us. And that's a really beautiful thing. And I think that's really powerful, because when we shove down our emotions and pretend like they don't exist, they just have to get our attention in another way. So they'll continue to try to come back up and just become stronger and stronger, because we have to keep pushing them back down. So rather, just allow it. Allow it to come, acknowledge it, but don't attach to it. See it. Say, you can even begin to dialogue with the fear and say, like, I see you. Thank you for trying to protect me. Thank you for coming in this way. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for whatever lesson is here for me to learn. And number 2 is to seek gratitude. I truly believe that all negativity can be transmuted and transformed and replaced with love. I think love and gratitude are infinitely more powerful, and I think that at the end of the day, they will always win. In the long run, they will always win. And so when you are feeling in fear, and when you are feeling any negativity, write down what you're grateful for. Begin to just recite in your head, what are you grateful for? And this is huge, because in every single moment, no matter what you are going through, you will always have something to be grateful for. Whether it is just the fact that you are breathing, you always have something to be grateful for. The fact that you are able to be watching this right now means that you have a phone or a computer. The fact that you woke up today, the fact that you have legs that walk. So many people don't even have legs or arms to use on a daily basis. There is always something we have to be grateful for. And whenever I'm struggling, I often come back to everything that is working, because I so often like see myself getting caught up in this isn't working, and then I have to remind myself, well, this is working, and this is working, and so I try to always come back to gratitude and always come back to that space, because when we can feel love and gratitude and appreciation, I think that that's the biggest and best way to combat and eradicate fear. And going back to the book, another thing that Napoleon Hill talks about is and I think this is huge, and I think that this is really a huge way to heal our collective. And he says that when you are feeling these negative feelings, to replace them to temporarily ignore them and replace them with service. And so when we can take away the looking so closely like with a magnifying glass at our problems and look to be of service to others, this is huge, because oftentimes when we take off this pressure of working on ourselves and feeling our own misery and just look to how we can help others, the problem that we are trying to fix can actually just begin to fix itself, because we are now focused on serving and helping others. We are all meant to be of service to people in one way or another. And that's such a beautiful thing, because I believe, and sometimes people think, well, I'm not a doctor. I'm not serving others. But really, if you create art that makes people happy, like, you're being of service to others. And I think that if we all lived our truest dharma, our truest potential, we would all be of service to others. And especially in this time, I believe that we are truly, if you're watching this, I believe that you're a light worker and a healer, and you are meant to be sharing and spreading your light. And this is your call. Like, this is a time to show up and to help others. And it doesn't have to be some massive act. It can just be calling someone and expressing your gratitude for them. It can be showing up in little ways that you feel led to each and every day. And so ultimately, my offer to you is that there is so much misinformation being shared everywhere, and not just during this time, but in every facet, in every way. whether it's with health or relationships or finances or anything. There is going to be information, and there's going to be information that works for you. And I want to empower you to whatever you're hearing or listening to or reading about or just taking in from other people, allow it to pass through your check of what resonates with you first, because your soul and your body know infinitely more than any person will ever tell you about you. You know more about what your truth is than any other person. And so hold on to this. Learn to cultivate this. Learn to cultivate this still small voice, because this still small voice within you knows exactly what you need. And it does know what the truth is. And the truth is available to us all. And our goal is just to listen. It's to hear that still small voice, because it is talking to us all the time. It just, many times we can't hear it because the fear is so much louder. And this is how we combat sickness. This is how we become resilient to fear. This is how we boost our immune system. This is how we begin to step into alignment with our dharma, our truth, our purpose. And this is how we begin to live the life that we truly desire. And so build your resilience by focusing on gratitude. Build your resilience by focusing on what's working. Build your resilience by tuning in and tapping into this small voice within you, because it's there and it's trying to tell you all that you need to know at all times. This is your inner light. This is God. This is spirit. This is the universe within you at all times. And lastly, seek others, seek community, be with others, be with others who are shining their light, and comment down below, and not just comment down below, comment on someone else's comment and share with them that thank you or a piece of gratitude or something like that, because we are all meant to grow together. And that is what I'm just so grateful if you're tuning in, because it means that you are part of this community, you are part of this collective growth and expansion, and we're supposed to be building each other up and supposed to be helping each other grow and connect with each other. So if this was helpful to you, leave a comment down below. Please like and subscribe. I would love to hear from you, love to see what I can continue to do to support you all. And until next time, I am sending you all infinite love and light.